At the beginning of his turn, the corporation player collects 1 free credit from his installed and rezzed pad campaign asset, then begins his draw phase by drawing a priority requisition agenda from his R&D. The corporation now begins his action phase and spends his first click to install priority requisition as a new remote server. This new agenda must be advanced before it can be scored, so the corporation player chooses to protect it by installing ice, spending his second click to do so. He chooses to install Archer because it is a piece of ice with a sentry subtype, which the runner has no programs to break. The corporation player then spends his final click to install Hadrian's Wall in front of his headquarters in order to stop the runner from gaining free credits using Gabriel Santiago's ability and to prevent the runner from accessing his hand in the future. The corporation player has now spent all of his clicks and proceeds to the discard phase. Since he has 0 cards in his hand, the corporation player has nothing to discard. The runner currently has 1 credit in his credit pool, so he begins his action phase by spending his first click to gain 2 credits from his Armitage code-busting resource. Next, he uses his second click to play Infiltration, which exposes any card the runner wishes to see. He chooses to expose the corporation's newly installed remote server, the Priority Requisition Agenda. The runner, seeing that priority requisition is a high-value agenda, decides that the rewards outweigh the risks of running on the server with an unrezzed piece of ice. Once the exposed card has been viewed by the runner, it is returned to the corporation in its original face-down position. The runner decides to spend his third click to gain 2 more credits from his Armitage code-busting resource, hoping that priority requisition is protected by a piece of ice with the barrier subtype, which his Aurora program can break. He then spends his final click to make a run on the priority requisition server, gaining 1 free credit for bad publicity. The runner's gamble fails. The corporation rezzes Archer, a sentry piece of ice, which costs 4 credits and requires the corporation to forfeit an agenda. When the corporation player forfeits an agenda, he chooses any agenda in his score area and removes it from the game. That agenda no longer gives him points. The corporation player has only 1 agenda in his score area, the previously scored hostile takeover agenda, which he forfeits. Since Archer is a piece of ice with the sentry subtype, and since the runner does not have an icebreaker program that can break sentries, he is forced to suffer the effects of Archer's subroutines. The first subroutine gives 2 credits to the corporation. The second subroutine allows the corporation to trash the runner's Aurora program. The third subroutine has no effect because Aurora was the runner's only installed program, and the 4th subroutine ends the run. Also, since the runner was unable to use the free bad publicity credit, it is once again returned to the token bank. Play continues until one player scores 7 agenda points, or the game is decided by one of 2 other victory conditions. If the runner takes more damage than the number of cards in his hand, he is flatlined, and the corporation wins the game. Alternatively, the corporation loses if its R&D is ever fully depleted of cards. The network is omnipresent, the crux of modern human civilization. And while visionary corporations seek to secure their most valuable data on the network, the elite hackers known as Netrunners seek to steal it. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Android Netrunner.